Welcome back, Windham Public School families. This is Dr. Tracy Youngberg, Superintendent of Schools, with a COVID safety update. We are very excited to have everyone back in person for the first day of the 21-22 school year, which is Thursday, August 26th. I would like to share some important mitigation strategies for this coming year. This summer, the State Department of Ed and the Department of Public Health released interim recommendations for COVID-19 prevention in Connecticut's pre-K to 12th grade schools. Recently, the state released a document that summarizes the mitigation strategies all schools will follow this fall. You can find both of these documents on our district website, windhamps.org. The first mitigation strategy is vaccination. The Department of Public Health calls vaccination the #1 prevention strategy. As you know, it is currently available to anyone 12 years and older. While being vaccinated for COVID-19 is not a requirement for students to attend school, the governor just issued an executive order, number 13C, mandating vaccinations for all pre-K to 12 staff members. As a district, we have and will continue to make numerous efforts to ensure access and encourage those eligible to get vaccinated. Next, students and staff not feeling well or exhibiting any of the many symptoms associated with COVID-19 need to stay home from work and school. Per the governor's mandate, masks will continue to be required in our school buildings and offices and on our school buses. There is a process in place to determine if your child qualifies for a mask exemption based on their special needs. Please contact Ms. Suzanne Craw, our Director of Pupil Services, if you have questions about this process. The district is working to meet the social distancing recommendations of 3 feet whenever possible. We are not excluding students from in-person learning, however, if we can't meet that social distance recommendation. The move to 3 feet social distancing also changes the quarantine protocols for those identified as close contacts. Whenever possible, we will continue to cohort our students or keep them in specific groups together as it aids in the contact tracing process. We encourage students, staff, and families to get tested frequently, especially if they're unvaccinated. There are numerous free local opportunities for COVID testing that we have shared with all of you and will continue to do so. The district is conducting another ventilation study to ensure that our air filtration systems are working as efficiently as possible. We will make appropriate adjustments and repairs to existing systems in order to reduce the risk of transmission. Since contaminated surfaces are not a significant risk for transmission of COVID, we will not continuously disinfect high-touch surfaces. We will, however, clean occupied school areas at least once daily and will continue to use our baby wipes to clean desks and tables. Baby wipes are an approved cleaning solution per DPH and are safe on everyone's skin. Students and staff who are vaccinated and remained asymptomatic will not have to quarantine if they're exposed to a person who tested positive. Students seated 3 feet or more from another student diagnosed with COVID-19 will not have to quarantine either, as long as they remain asymptomatic and they were wearing their mask. Athletics and other extracurricular activities should take place outdoors whenever possible. Fall sports will begin on time. The higher vaccination rate on a team, the more likely teams are to keep practicing, maintain their current schedules, and complete their season. Masks will continue to be worn during sports as they were last year. The guidance for music instruction has not changed, unfortunately. Singing and playing many musical instruments creates the risk of respiratory droplets being pushed out into the air. We are looking to ensure our students have access to tents for outdoor instruction and performances and special masks for those who play musical instruments, so we can get back a little closer to normal in the music department. As mentioned earlier, masks will be required on our school buses, and in order to improve ventilation, we will encourage that the windows stay open. We are keeping the bus capacity numbers the same as they were last year, and will be requesting additional buses when we hit the number 50 on a large bus. Assigned seats on the bus may also be required as a way to ensure we can safely contact trace in the event someone tests positive. Lastly, visitors to our schools must comply with all district mitigation strategies in order to access our schools or offices. Like our counterparts across the state, Windham will not be offering virtual learning as a full-time option for our students next school year. All Windham students pre-K to 12 are expected to be back in school in person on Thursday, August 26th, our first full day of school. For those unhappy about returning in person, there are two options you can explore. One is to contact our Pupil Services Director to determine if your child qualifies for a special accommodation. The other option is to request homeschooling paperwork and to take on the responsibility of educating your child on your own. We'd prefer for you to leave them with the Windham Public Schools. Please note, all the information I've shared, like all things related to COVID, may change as the public health crisis changes. We are working hard to keep your kids safe, and I am committed to trying to make this school year as normal of an experience as possible. Our staff has been working really hard to have everyone back in the buildings full time, and we can't wait to see your students. I thank you in advance for your continued patience and support, and I know that together we can keep our schools in the wellness zone. Thank you.